Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be about performance comparison between SU4 and SU5 beta. Now in terms of the conditions of this test, one thing I'll say is I was not able to capture an actual benchmark, which is what I usually like to do. Which captures the minimum, maximum, average, 1% lows and 0.1% lows, and that's because MSI Afterburner benchmark tool is not working with the SU5 beta. Now in terms of condition of the test, I was not able to get the same camera angle or well, I would say the same zoom level on SU4 and SU5 beta because chase plane does not work on SU5 beta just yet. I tried to match it, like move it around in the SU4, but I was still not able to match this zoomed out view. So that's something different. Now again, the view is not that different, but just something to note because all these details, like all these small details matter. Okay, now why are we looking at the main thread timing? Because no matter which system you look at that's running MSFS, you are either VRAM limited from your GPU or your main thread limited, which means your CPU limited. Okay, so whenever main thread timing is lower, anything that you've done that reduces your main thread timing, that means you're going to see less stutters. Why is that? Because when you reduce your main thread timing, that means your CPU is able to process those frames faster, and that means the CPU has more headroom left for any kind of abrupt loads that it might receive while you're panning the camera and stuff like that. So that's out of the way. You guys understand what we're looking at. Let's play the footage and let's see. I've tried to fly it in a similar way, and at some point we'll just not look at the data beyond that because the altitude changes, and when the altitude changes, things don't load similar, and that's just, it's not a one-to-one comparison. Now what I'm looking for on this rollout is, are there any red spikes happening? By the way, we have pushed our sim to the max here, so this is not the settings that I usually run at. I have displacement mapping on, everything, literally everything is set to ultra, and I have TLOD set to 300. At these kind of locations, I would never run 300 TOR. But anyway, that's what the condition is because I wanted to get out of this 120 FPS cap that we have. So on this rollout, you will see that, oh, another comment. Flight sims will be CPU limited, okay? I've heard some comments around that, oh, SU5 beta is now not CPU limited, is GPU limited. No, that's not true. SU5 beta is still CPU limited. This thing is not going to be GPU limited for the longest time. It's going to be CPU limited for the longest time. And I can prove it to you because the main thread timing is higher than your GPU timing. So the CPU is taking longer to process a frame than the GPU. So we are CPU limited. It's very simple. So that hasn't changed. Rolling out of here, what I'm looking for is whether there are red spikes, which I see on both of them. Okay. Unfortunately, I just have to eyeball this, but you see spikes on both of them. And the main thread timing is pretty similar. It's not that different. Higher, lower, sometimes higher on this, higher, lower on this. But yeah, roughly speaking, the main thread timing is very similar. I really don't see a difference in main thread timing. Now while panning around, again, unfortunately, I just have to pause, but let's just play the video and eyeball it. Again, not much difference. You see these stutters happening in SU5 beta. You saw that happen in SU4 as well. In fact, I see some stutters in SU5 beta that are like really uniform, like constantly. Look at that. So yeah, that's it. I think beyond this point, the altitude was different, so I don't think it's fair to compare beyond this point. But like, let's say if we compare here where both the cameras are moving significantly, we have like 20 millisecond versus 19.2. So maybe there's a little bit of a change, but without data, without proper data, I'm not gonna believe it. And my take is going to be that we have not made a significant improvement with SU5 beta 1, at least beta 1 just yet. Now, if you guys found some different results, I would like to see this number. I would like to see this number. I would like to see this. I would like to see this. I'd like to see all of that. Shows exactly when it's smooth and when it's not. And you guys might say that, oh, your system's different, my system's different. Maybe you don't see it, but I see it. I don't believe that. what we are looking at here, you should see this on every system. So you could be running different levels on main thread. Like you could be running, let's say 30 millisecond or 35 millisecond, and it goes down to, let's say 25. And for me, it might be like 20 millisecond, goes down to 15 or 10. But this result should be consistent. This may not be. Frame rates could be different for system to system. Anyway, hopefully you guys found some value on this. And if not, I totally understand, because I didn't come in with real numbers here from a benchmark, so I totally get it. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Oh, and also before anyone comments that who moves around their head in flight sim like this, I do for testing.